All right, this is Mike from the Mike James Rock Show, and this fella from Savage Messiah will introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Dave.
Hi, Dave. How's it going?
Very well, thank you.
You're out on a huge tour. It's like the second night of, 3-week UK and European tour?
Yeah, it's the second night in the UK. It's the third night of the tour. And yeah, so far so good.
Cool, man. How was the first night? Hot and sweaty?
Yeah, well, the first night was in Lille in France. And
Oh, right, okay.
yeah, it was really good. It was a really big venue, and we were able to use our backdrops and stuff in there, which looked really, really cool. And the UK show's a little smaller, which is also cool. Trying to, I guess, hit all the regional cities where bands don't normally.
This is quite true, yeah.
To. So
the tour like this doesn't normally come down this part of the UK at all.
No, that's right. So it's nice to be here. We're in Devon, right? That's where we are.
It is.
Yeah.
Just on the edge of Devon. You've travelled all the way through it.
Cool.
This is the Ocean City right on the edge.
Oh, right, okay.
Is this your first time in Devon then?
No, we've played in Plymouth before a couple of times at the White Rabbit.
Oh, yeah. With, legendary White Rabbit that was.
We played there with Evil in 2010
great guys.
and Havoc in 2013.
Oh, okay. Cool. Is there any venues on this tour, like Europe and the UK, that you're really looking forward to? Like, oh, we haven't played there, or I want to get back there kind of thing?
One place I'm particularly looking forward to is the Razzmatazz in Barcelona.
Okay, why is that?
Because just last year, back in November, when we did our sort of first headline in European tour, we played at a place in Barcelona called Rock Sound. It's like a really small sort of metal club.
Oh, right,
Really kind of old school, almost a punk kind of vibe to it. And
posters on the walls and sweaty.
Yeah, and it was
it
was a really, really cool gig. We had lots of fans there, and over the road is the Razzmatazz.
Okay.
And it's a kind of a big venue, so it's cool to have played Rock Sound, which is a small little metal club. And the next time we go back, we're doing obviously Razzmatazz. Support capacity, but it's still pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's still a step up in venues, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's exciting.
The album's out now. It seems to be doing really well.
Yeah.
How's it going and being perceived from the band side of things?
Yeah, I mean, I think people have understood what we were attempting to do musically, which is that fusion of classic heavy metal and a bit of thrash in there. But it's not. Sometimes people say Savage Messiah is a thrash metal band, which is not really true. I think most thrash metal bands don't do kind of slower songs, or unless the more commercial bands like Metallica and whatever. So I think people have understood that. We've got one foot planted firmly in the classic metal camp, and
ideal, man. Which is good to know that you're obviously a younger band, appealing to a younger generation, but also drawing on I'm guessing bands that your parents were probably into and things like that.
Yeah, well, my dad's the biggest metalhead that I know, and I mean,
that's cool.
I grew up just looking through his records all the time, being terrified by the album covers. It's like Iron Maiden. I remember the real live Dead One double live vinyl. I was looking at that cover as a kid, and that just
Eddie rising out of the grave.
It freaked me out, and
I was going to come on to your own artwork. That's pretty epic itself for this album.
Cool, yeah, that's guy who does that is Peter Selai, a Hungarian dude. He does some other work for lots of other metal bands, and he's really good. And that character that he created is, entirely his design. We never gave him a brief or anything.
Wow.
It's just interesting because it might be a bit cliche, but I love bands that have mascots, and I think it's cool. And
we have one for our show as well.
Really?
Sadly, I've left her at home for today.
Oh.
It's annoying. Next time.
But yeah, so that's kind of what we're doing, and I think it's neat.
This
no.
effigy or whatever you want.
No, we have not, but it's for the audience to name,
Okay. Is it something you'd put out to your fans and say, name this? Is it something you're going to use in other artwork? You're going to use the same artist?
Yeah, I mean, we've been working with Peter since our first Earache album, which was in 2012. And he's done like t-shirt designs for us and stuff. And we'll continue to work with him. But in terms of like how people decide, it's like kind of like Google, Google has become an accepted part of the English lexicon. Without it, it wasn't contrived. At least I don't think it was contrived, and it's now become a verb. To Google something. Yeah. Obviously, our little character's not going to be on the same scale as Google, but what I mean is in terms of how the naming process comes about.
If you look at Eddie, say for instance, from Iron Maiden, he has pretty much got his own fan clubs and all that kind of stuff. It's definitely something that you could work on, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean that's cool because it came from an old East End joke, Eddie the Ed, and what you get him for his birthday, and then his parents walk in and he goes, "Oh, not another hat," because what else can you buy a head? But yeah, what I mean is just let fans refer to it as they will.
Yeah.
And see what happens.
You guys were out on the Headbangers Balls tour as well, weren't you? You did some dates with that.
Yeah, we did one show in Manchester on that, which was cool.
Just the Manchester one?
Yeah, at the Rebellion Bar, which was a good show. Yeah, really good. Manchester's always really good for metal. We always seem to have really good gigs there, and the organisers were cool. And the other bands, Reign of Fury, really nice guys. Yeah. So it was a good show there.
Once you've done with this tour, what's next for Savage Messiah?
Immediately, we'll be heading out for a couple of weeks to Los Angeles to just hang around, really, I suppose.
Catch the rays.
Yeah, and then we'll see. I mean, we're already lining up more shows for later in the year, and hopefully we can try and get some festivals, and maybe we'll see about doing another record towards the end of the year. We'll see how it all pans out.
Are you guys got, if I get it right, a European grant to help promote yourselves on tour or something like that? Can you explain a bit more about that?
Yeah, so it's the British Phonographic Industry, which is the BPI.
Yeah.
Who are I suppose like a government body for the music industry. They certify the album sales.
Okay, yeah.
And they have the export music scheme, and it's just, I suppose it's just a way of, essentially you could view it like a tax rebate.
Okay.
So it's just a way of freeing up capital which perhaps would not be so readily available to be invested into things like, touring and things that require a lot of upfront money.
Yeah.
But I think it's a pretty cool thing. I think we're the only heavy metal band ever to get it, and one of the people that signed off on that is I can't tell you who it is, but it's a very very respected character in the music industry, so it's quite interesting.
In the metal and rock side, or just in music in general?
Bit of both, yeah, a bit of both. Wow. So that was pretty cool. And
has it opened a lot of doors for you then?
Possibly, yeah, perhaps. I think it's just a kind of a. If you look at some of the other acts that got it, like Metronomy, who are a big French dance act.
Okay.
They're like a chart band.
Right.
So for us, as a kind of small English heavy metal band, it's quite a big compliment, I think.
Yeah. So it is literally across the board, just music in general. These guys help.
They just and
they help bands blossom, I guess.
They help bands. They just you get a grant to kind of invest and just to assist progression, really.
Okay. Is it something that they do yearly, or is it just a one-off grant, or
I don't know.
Do they support you all the way through your career, kind of thing?
No, it's a one-off grant, I believe.
Okay.
As far as I know, I don't think there's additional support. I guess the only other relationship we'd have with them is if hopefully one day in the future they start certifying our albums. So we'll see. But
you never know, man.
Yeah,
right.
You never know.
We played your new single on the show
Cool.
last weekend, and this weekend, sorry, Crosses of Babylon. What's the story behind that for the people that have not heard our show or heard the track yet?
Sure. We wanted to write a song that was like a bit thrash and a bit classic metal. Okay. It was kind of fast and melodic at the same time. We had the title before we had the song, and we built the song out of the title. And it's kind of, I think, the AC/DC method of songwriting, and yeah, I mean, it's lyrically, it's about the Red Cross of Babylon. It's a Masonic order.
Okay.
Perhaps some sort of controversial subjects for some people. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, in terms of lyrics, I don't consider myself to be some sort of a poet or anything. I just kind of write words that I think sound interesting, strung together in a heavy metal kind of way.
You've got to be able to sing them as well, I guess.
Yeah, and because I sing and play guitar at the same time, it's sort of like, there's a lot of lyrics to remember at the same time as you're remembering how to play riffs and stuff. So. But yeah, it's a song we like. We like playing live. It's always gone down really well, and
cheers. A fan favourite then?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, thanks for playing it for us.
No, not a problem at all, man. I'm sure we'll play it over the coming weeks as well, because it's out to support you on this tour.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I did notice just now, and on your website as well, you actually have a calendar out, which not a lot of up and coming bands do. Was this just something that you thought would help promote yourselves, or is it just? I
had nothing to do with it. Seriously, I had nothing to do with it. That's all I can tell you.
Fair enough, man. But it's out there. You can get a Savage Messiah calendar, and there you go.
You can.
It's been a pleasure chatting to you, man.
Yeah, man.
Hopefully we'll catch up with you later in the year, and if there is another release, maybe we'll see you back down this way.
Yeah, man. Hope so.
That'd be cool. Thanks very much.
Yeah,
man.
no,
Cool.
you're welcome. Very welcome.
Cheers.
Thanks.
All right, this is Mike from the Mike James Rock Show, and this time we're sat down with the Defiled.
Hello.
Evening, gentlemen. How's it going?
Good.